Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you don't know me, I'm Joanna and I've been on a weight loss journey with Mounjaro since May 2024 and I have lost 135 pounds in that time, finally overcoming years of bad eating habits. So on the channel, I like to do lots of different things with you guys, share my experiences, share my workouts and share my recipes. So today I'm going to be sharing a brand new recipe that me and Steve came up with. Steve is my husband. And it is a protein cake that I like to have as a dessert. Because if you're anything like me, I have a bit of a sweet tooth and I have to find different ways to incorporate sweet things into my diet while keeping them macro friendly. So I'll pop all of the ingredients you'll need for this recipe up here. This is a high protein dessert, fairly low calorie, and it's really an indulgent treat if you fancy something nice at the end of the night. So if you are interested, join and watch us try to cook a protein cake. Alright guys, so Steve is going to do most of the cooking here because he's actually the chef in our house. So to start with, preheat your oven to what?
170.
So preheat your oven to 170 for how long?
It doesn't matter. By the time you've done it, then it's ready.
Okay, it doesn't matter, but I would maybe give it like 15 minutes. And to start with, what are we doing?
Right, I've measured most of the stuff out, but I'm just going to do the eggs because I want them all in one bowl. So I need 2 eggs and 2 egg whites. I'm going to do one egg. I'm doing this because everybody uses a funny contraption to get egg whites out, and you really don't need to do that. So that's 2 eggs like that. Now I only need 2 egg whites, so the way I do this is to knock that one in there. It's only going over there because I've got the plate tilted. And then if you just, all you have to do is cover it with the eggshell, half the eggshell like that. And then you can...
Oh, that's a good idea.
Get rid of it all like that. Okay, so that's one. Get rid of this one. Else with. So put the other one in there. And there we go. So there you go, so that's the 2 eggs and 2 egg whites.
Very impressive with the egg separation technique.
Because I'm old, I always forgot and put that in there. Right.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Steve and I have a 25-year age difference. I know that he looks young for his age, or maybe that, or I look really old. 25 and a half years, sorry. Okay, so now we've done our eggs, so what's next?
I think that's it preparation-wise. Okay, so yes, you put the oven on preheat. By the time you've done all this, that's why I said it doesn't really matter, because by the time you've done all this, and particularly because I'm in front of the camera, it'll take 15 minutes to get it all done. You need an 8-inch springform pan. I'm sure you've seen them before. It's that one, so that it actually drops out when you need it to. And then you line it with some baking paper, like that. Okay.
Right.
If you do that, then it will come out easily when you actually do it. I'll just make sure that's actually in, by the way, because it didn't feel like it was, because I took it out. There we go. Okay, and a greaseproof paper, like that. Then it'll come out easy at the end. Because you want to mix the dry ingredients and then the wet ingredients for this together, and then you combine the two. So I'll do the dry ingredients first. 120 grams of self-raising flour, so that's that.
Exciting.
It is exciting. And then 80 grams of vanilla protein powder over to Joanna.
So we're using my favourite. If you guys are regular viewers, you'll know that I love the Fat Cow protein powder. I think you would have seen the chocolate one the most, and actually the last protein cake we made was with the chocolate one, but I've decided I wanted vanilla this time, so I can put whatever topping I want on it. So I'll link this in the description as well, the Fat Cow protein stuff. It's from Team RH, and it definitely is the best protein powder I've ever tasted, especially for stuff like this. So how much of that?
80.
80 grams of it.
Yes, 80 grams, just checking, but yeah, 80 grams. Okay, so that goes in there as well, like that. Okay, then I need the sugar, which is soft brown sugar, like that.
So we're using soft brown sugar, but you guys, if you do want something a little bit more calorie friendly, you can use sweetener. I just don't really like using sweetener and things anymore. I think it's not terrible for your health, but I just don't like it. So I prefer to have a little bit of the real stuff.
I'm going half and half this time. So last time I made it, it was
all sugar.
All sugar, yeah, but this time it's half sugar and half honey.
Yeah, so we're doing half sugar, half honey.
Okay, so that's in that. Okay, baking powder, and 1.5 teaspoons of that. Trying to get this out without getting it on me. So that's 1 teaspoon. Just level out in case you haven't done this before. You don't put like a massive heap of it in there. So that's 1.5, which is that one.
Steve's a very good baker. It's part of the reason that I married him. He lured me in with food.
In the previous life, I used to do gluten-free cakes, which is actually quite difficult to do. So I had a lot of disasters with it. Okay, and it says a pinch of salt, but I mean, you know, life's too short. That's pretty much a pinch, like that. Okay, and you stir that lot together, and I usually just use a fork to do that.
So all of the dry ingredients in one bowl first.
Yep. Okay, that'll do.
Alright, so this one looks like all of our dry ingredients in a bowl mixed together, waiting.
Right, now the next bowl has all of the wet ingredients. So that is the eggs, which we did before. Sorry, let's go over here.
So this is the 2 egg whites and the 2 whole eggs. What we've got here.
Yeah. Like that. Okay, so I want egg whites, yogurt. We'll need that, and I need to measure it.
Yeah, so we're using the fave Greek yogurt. In fact, maybe we should try with skyr. No, we'll do it normally first. Yeah. I'm mid-recipe wanting to change things. So this is the fave 0% fat Greek yogurt. If you're dieted, I'm sure you'll know exactly what one it is.
You've got the lovely watery bit in there.
Yeah, wait, I'm just going to show. This watery bit that you get on the top of your Greek yogurt, actually that's the really important part, that's the protein. So unlike Steve wanting to avoid it, you actually want to stir that back in. It's really gross, but it goes away once you stir it in, and that's the good like bacteria and stuff that's good for your gut, so you do actually want to eat that.
I'm stirring it back in.
Yeah, good. We're all about health now.
Right, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so how much of that?
100.
So 100 grams of Greek yogurt into the egg mixture.
There we go. I want the milk, which I've measured out already. And
Okay.
that is the protein milk.
So the milk is the high protein milk that I get. This is a super neutrino one. I always drink whole milk because it has an extra vitamin in it for you as well, so it's definitely worth the extra calories. And this stuff is really creamy. In all of my recipes, whenever it calls for cream or coconut milk, I just use this stuff, and it's so thick and lovely and very good on calories, very high in protein.
Okay, 60 grams of melted butter. That's important, otherwise, well...
Unsalted melted butter.
There.
Okay, so I just use the normal organic rose honey.
There we go, 45.
Okay, so we're going to now we whisk it all together.
I'll have to do that over here. Right, next you have to combine the two, and you always put, well, I don't know if you always do, but you're supposed to put dry into wet, not the other way around. It's quite tempting to put it the other way around, but you can actually put it in dry into wet. So we put this in, okay, carefully. I think that's why most people use wet into dry,
yeah.
but apparently this is the better way to do it. Because one of the things is you have to remember this is not to over mix it, because what we're going to do now is folding.
Folding. Okay, so what we've done is just put the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients nice and slowly, don't get it all over the place, which is why Steve is doing it and not me, because I'm very messy. So here's what it looks like just now. Alright, and then you can show us how to fold now.
I will. Oh yeah, don't all write in saying that's not how you fold. This is basically how I do it, okay? Basically you're not going to go like this, you know, you're supposed to do it like this, and like in a kind of a semicircle, and keep on doing that. And
so around and then the middle?
Yeah, and the idea is that you mix it in very gently that way, and you don't over mix it.
I'm reminded of high school home economics watching this.
Yeah, you probably had a teacher who's roughly my age.
So this is about halfway. You can see it's kind of coming together into like a thick mixture. So I'll just let Steve finish. Okay, so that's our mixture combined. I'll just show you guys a little close up. So it's very like smooth and thick and airy. I don't know. Alright, so what do we do now?
Now pour it into the tin.
Okay.
Okay. Just gently, but pour it from the centre. It'll spread out of its own accord.
I don't know if they can see that. Alright.
Don't worry about levelling it off or anything. Like I said, it'll just find its own level because it's so wet at the moment.
It smells amazing, even like this from the vanilla protein powder. It smells so good.
I'll do. Don't tip it. Okay. Okay.
Alright, so now you just pop it in the oven for how long? About 20 minutes in total. Sorry, you can't see Steve's face. There he is. So pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes total, but check it after 10 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
So we'll pop it in the oven and we'll check back in with you guys in 10 minutes. Go. Alright, so while Steve is washing up and the cake's cooking, I'm going to make my topping for this cake. Now you can do lots of different toppings. The reason I wanted Steve to do a vanilla one this time is so I can do a kind of more fruity topping that's a bit lighter for days when I don't want a heavy chocolate dessert. But chocolate and vanilla also go really well together. So how we make this is basically my protein bowl thing that I used to make, except we leave out the skyr yogurt, or sorry, the skyr yogurt. And what we use is just the coconut collard pots. So I'm going to do a strawberry and white chocolate topping for this cake tonight. All you do is take one of these little pots, pop in some protein powder, whatever kind you like. I'm going to use the Fat Cow strawberry protein powder, and then I'm going to put some like fresh strawberries on top of it as well. I'll show you guys what it looks like, but it is so simple and easy to do, and it gives you a nice little treat every night if you want something a bit different. It smells so good. Okay, so you just pop this in the fridge and leave it until later when you're having your cake. Right, so we're just turning the cake round. So how long has it been in for?
10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes, and you can see it's kind of starting to rise.
You can also see it's browning on one side as well. That's
well,
why
we can't
I like
really
to
see
turn
it.
Okay, but it is browning ever so slightly on one side more than the other, which is why I like to turn them.
So you guys can see the bit that was at the front, it's just browned a little bit. So Steve just turns it around so it can get like evenly baked. Okay, so we're just checking now. It's been in for 20 minutes?
No, it's been in for 15.
15 minutes.
But as you can see, because of the honey, it starts to brown quite a lot.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of foil over the top of it.
Okay. So this is to stop it burning on top or going too brown?
Going too brown, yeah.
And back in for how long?
Another 5 and then we'll start checking it.
Another 5. Alright, so we've just taken it out of the oven and it's lovely and golden brown on top, so we just leave it in here to cool and then we'll take it out, I'll weigh it, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when the topping's on. And here is the finished product. So we have the vanilla protein cake with fresh strawberries on top, the strawberry white chocolate dessert, and because I had a couple of extra calories left, I've put a flake on it. So this whole thing comes to less than 500 calories and 13 grams of protein. So for me, it's totally worth it if you want an indulgent snack but still want to keep it macro friendly. So if you do try, please let me know. And in the meantime, I'll be sitting here and enjoying this.